Hello, White Cracker Music Reviewer here. Today I'm here to talk to you about the new album that Jack Harlow came out with, Jackman. I listened to this and is 10 tracks. It's 24 minutes long, pretty short album. And I kind of want to talk about it. Right off the bat, I can say to you right now that despite what one of my friends will say, I did want to give this album a benefit of the doubt because, I mean, a lot of us can agree that Come Home the Kids Miss You is complete dumpster fire of an album. Um, a lot of bad mixing, has one of Pharrell's worst beats on there. Um, I mean, there are a couple songs on there I liked. I thought the singles like Nail Tech was pretty good. Like it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I thought I used to really like First Class, and then it kind of grew off on me, and I was just like meh. But yeah, that album it's not really that good. It just feels like a bunch of songs that were made to put an album out, like because the label needed something, and so it was just like, all right, let me just get Drake on one song, and he completely washes me. Like on Churchill Downs, that was probably like that was I wouldn't say that was one of Drake's best verses, but it was a really good verse and completely washed him on that song. But anyway, let's talk about this album because this album is good. Like this album is pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it's great, like some people might say, and like some people might overhype this album, saying like it's amazing. It's like 10 out of 10, 100, like But I think it's like to me it's like a solid 7, like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10 for me. I think like I think like a 66.9. Get it? Cause 69, and that's just how I'm feeling about it. Like I guess I could talk about the production. It's a lot better. The production feels more. It feels less like. Do I want to say like corporate? I don't know if I want to say corporate, but it feels a lot more better. It's just better. The mixing is better. The beats are a lot better. And just Jack Harlow, like his rapping on here is 10 times better than it was. It feels like he has something to prove now. And also like there's a surprisingly good amount of like um more deep stuff on this. Like especially with the track Gang Gang Gang, which I thought was gonna be just like based off the title, I was kind of scared of it, but then I listened to it, and it's probably one of the better tracks on the album. Um, First, I kind of want to go in the negatives though, because I kind of want to do positives later, negatives right now. Just to get it out of the way. I think there are a couple songs on here that just feel unfinished. They feel like it's just a whole chorus and like just a couple of lines and then another chorus, and it's mostly like on the smaller song, like the little more like 1 minute songs. Well, not all the 1 minute songs on here are like bad. Like I think the intro to this album kind of really like it's basically just like a preview and like just a summary of what this album has. It kind of surprises you a little bit because you're like, this is not what I expect from Jack Harlow. Like, and this album was like put out kind of just low key, just like, hey, I'm dropping an album like in about 2 days. Like it didn't really have any like uh special song like a single on this album. Um, and a lot of these tracks are they feel kind of like more freestyly, I guess you could say. Um, Even though they're probably not. But yeah, specifically the song. Hold on. I need to look real quick. Specifically, I think it's the song "No uh extern no enhances." Sorry, "No enhances." That song just feels like some like fit like a really good mixed demo. Like it feels like a really like a it feels a little unfinished. Um, is that I is probably like it's pretty good. Like that's like one of like the also like one of the better songs. Blame on Me and Gang Gang are the most personal songs on here, and I like Blame on Me because it gives you more insight to Jack Harlow. It doesn't feel soulless like the last project was. Like I feel like the last project was soulless, but also like he had charisma, but it was just like it feels like a really horrible person in like a really good person's body for the last album, but this one feels a lot more. It feels a lot more like he's trying to humble himself, and he also talks about here like white kids, like white suburban kids, just like listening to rap and stuff and not really getting the full picture, which I think is is pretty cool that he like says that and is aware of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, there are a couple songs feel unfinished, but there are a lot of good songs on here I might go back to. Um, and like yeah, I just like my expectations. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that this album, I didn't think it was gonna be bad, but I didn't really have like big expectations for it because it was a short notice. It was 10 tracks, and I think that kind of like yeah, just releasing this as a low key album, just you know, it's good. He has something to prove. His rapping on here, it's like it feels like he has something to prove. Like from his lyrics, his rapping, his beats. The beats on here are 10 times better than it was. This whole album is 10 times better, even though it's like half the length of like "Come Home, the Kids Miss You." Which I think "Come Home, the Kids Miss You" probably is like a contender for like one of the worst rap albums of 2022 to me. Even though I didn't listen to a lot of albums in 2022, which I should have, and that's mostly because I wanted to do like reviews on here and like reactions, but like I tried to record reactions, I like why bother? Because like half of them didn't even come out really good, or like I could barely have any time to record it. So that's why I'm doing reviews now, because I feel like it's a lot better for me to digest it and then have my full thoughts afterwards. And I'm planning to do this thing where I just like talk about random albums, like just random albums, like not even albums that came out like this year or whatever. If an album comes out, I'm gonna listen to it. But I'm gonna just react to a bunch of random albums. Well, not react, but review a bunch of random albums I've been listening to. And I think my next one will be about I Don't Like Stuff I Don't Go Outside by Earl Sweatshirt. Because I've been listening to that one, and I'll talk to you about more about it later. So, yeah, overall, Jackman album, pretty good. 6.9 for the funnies, but realistically, it'd probably be a 7. Actually, no, like between a 6 and a 7. I feel like, again, there's some songs on here that don't feel finished, but there's not really a bad song on here. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that's all. That's all I gotta say.